Welcome back, you beautiful people. I'm out here at Wind Hill Bike Park and I'm gonna go for a ride. But why don't you join me on this ride? Because I got a few tips on why you shouldn't set your bike up like a professional. Because it's horrible, some of them. So join me. Oh man, it's a muddy one today. Right, number one is top shelf products, components. Now what does that mean? Now all the pros, they have high-end componentry on their bike because they're sponsored. Now you don't have to go down that line because it can be pricey. It can be really pricey, like really pricey. Now fair play, if you've got the cash to burn to buy these expensive, beautiful bling products, then fair play. Well done, it's good. But for us, if we break something, we have to replace it. Now, for a pro, if they were to break something, it's no money out of their pocket. They just get that product back that they've broken and put it on their bike. But if you find yourself breaking something on your bike, like your derailleur, which is pretty common for me, I do smash them, then finding the money to spend on something super bling is, you gotta dig really deep and it's expensive. But replacing what you've got on there, like I've got this one here, the SRAM, I can just replace what is there. But if you've got a little bit of money to spend, upgrading it a little bit to the next best thing is a good thing. Don't follow the pros, right? When it comes to all those XTR that, OX this, gold that, dude. Nah, you're gonna break it again. All right, I'm gonna go down that trail that dude's riding because it's my favorite. Arcady. Let's go over there because I've got more to tell you. I love that trail. It's absolutely brilliant. Arcady, love it. Well, this next one is single speed. One brake, no dropper, setting your bike up for bar spins, all of that, like all those stunt riders. Now, it looks practical, it looks simple, but it's not when it comes to maintenance. Trust me, I've been there. It's an absolute faff. To be honest, it looks a bit messy as well. Now, if it's the only bike you've got, why convert it to single speed? Why don't have a dropper? Why do you run your cable through here? Or not even having a front brake? I've been there. It's more faff than it is. It's pain, it's annoying. But if you're into that sort of thing, then hey, do it. But if you're an outsider looking in going, oh dude, that looks sick, that looks clean, it's not. Because when you come to working on your front suspension, where your cable is running through there, oh, it's a nightmare. Oh, it's horrible. Horrible, don't do it. I've been there, don't do it. Unless you've got a second bike, then do it. But don't copy them, or me, if you're not into it. All right, I'm gonna finish this trail because it's incredibly fun and there's a nice tabletop there that I'm just gonna fire out of. And we'll move on to the next one. All right, this one. I put my hands up. I've done it before, okay? I've done it. That's imitating your favorite pro rider. Now, it's all well and good following them, their style of riding, how they look, but where do you stop, right? Because it can get expensive, like really expensive. From wearing the same helmet, the same jersey, the jacket, the gloves, the goggles, the glasses, the knee pads, the pants, the socks, the shoes, the list can go on and on and on. Like I said, where do you stop? Again, these dudes are paid to wear the sexy kit. What about the bike? I've said about top shelf brands, right? But when it comes down to the same setup as them, same bar width, stem length, suspension setup, this is a race setup, not an everyday rider setup. You're not a racer, well actually maybe you are, and you want to imitate this to get some better quality results. Anyway, this brings me on to my final two. And I got final two trails to ride. I'm gonna finish this one, then I'm gonna go back up and do the others. Feed it to the lions. That's what this trail's called. Absolute banger, whoa. Oh, nearly died there. Oh man, feed it to the lions, best trail, one of the best here. Whew. Next one though is hard tires. Now, professionals run hard tires, even if it's for gaining that split second or having a lot less rolling resistance on the trail when you're racing. But hey, who's racing when you're doing a daily ride? Hard tires just means not much grip. When you're riding hard and rough, the tire's gonna deform. And so you run a little bit harder pressure because it's gonna deform. But when you're riding normally, why would you run like 40 PSI on your tires? Run the correct tire pressure for what you're doing. You don't need to put in 45, 50, dare I say it, 90 PSI when I was a dirt jumper. But in a trail bike, no, come on. You dirt jumping, yes. Hard tires. But out here, no. And also pros get tires thrown at them, left, right, and center. If that tire is just, its life is just for one race run, then so be it. But for you, it gets expensive. Always boils down to expense. Oh, anyway, weird, isn't it? I think it's time for one run, okay? Tina Turner. I like Tina Turner because the turns are just... Then it brings me on to the next one. And I smell the kettle already. Hard suspension. Yes, all those pros run their suspension rather hard, especially on their race bikes, because they're pushing that bike to the absolute limit. But that means that you don't have to copy them, because it just makes your rig feel so horrible and weird, and your riding will just change dramatically. Having the right pressure in your forks, your rear shock, if you've got one, it will just make that bike feel a lot smoother. Just set it up to your right weight and the way you ride. Trust me, it'll feel better, unless you ride dirt jumps or jumps hell of a lot. Then adding a little bit more pressure to those forks and rear shock is a must, to be honest, because you need that hard suspension. Right, nearly there. Get to the top, have a cup of tea. Oh, I can smell that kettle. But there you go, a few ways why you shouldn't set up your bike like the pros. Taking time to find the perfect setup for your bike. I'm still chasing it, especially the terrain I'm riding at the time. I'm trying to figure out what is the best setup for my bike. Is it hard? Is it soft? Do I run softer tires? Do I run harder tires? Oh my goodness me. It's endless, but it is good fun trying to find out the perfect setup for you and the way you ride. Anyway. Oh, no tea, damn it. Oh well, happy shredding. I'll see you at the next one. Oh, no tea.